Yo, what is up, guys? It's Virtual 1670 here, and today I'd like to talk about the Barbarian. I have a Whirlwind Barb. It's an endgame Whirlwind Barb. I am level 71, so I am still experimenting with the build. So far, everything has come out perfect. It's been very smooth. Uh, the farming has been pretty smooth. Other than, me not being high enough in my gear to keep stacking up my fury so I can infinite whirlwind, which will come with gear and time and effort into your paragon boards and leveling up your glyphs. So today I'd like to go over some of the skills that I used for my whirlwind barb. Maybe it will help out with you, and I hope it does. So I'd like to go into the skills here. So the skill tree is not necessarily something you have to 100% follow. You can switch it up a bit, but on today's build, which is the endgame whirlwind barb, you're going to use lunging strikes, lunging forward and strike an enemy for X amount of damage. Lunging strike deals 30% increased damage and heals you for 2% maximum life when it damages a healthy enemy. The next node you're going to take is Enhanced Lunging Strike. Deals 30% increased damage and heals you for 2% life, maximum life when it damages a healthy enemy. Those being and working together, you're then going to move from your basic skills down to your core skills, and you're going to put 5 points in Whirlwind. This is going to be your main attack, other than your shouts and whatever other skills you use on your Whirlwind barb. After you take 5 in Whirlwind, you're going to do you're going to put 1 point in Enhanced Whirlwind, and you're going to put 1 point in Furious Whirlwind. These are benefits that help out with Whirlwind. Gain 1 Fury each time Whirlwind deals direct damage to an enemy, or 4 Fury against elite enemies. While using a slashing weapon, Whirlwind also inflicts 40% of its base damage as bleeding damage over 5 seconds. A lot of your Whirlwind will be doing a lot of bleed damage. It's very beneficial to your Whirlwind. It's crazy because when you Whirlwind, you can see there's like a faded bar on the monsters that you're attacking, and you can see the bleed damage, and you can predetermine how much life is going to be taken off that mob from your bleed damage. Another node you're going to take in core skills is going to be Pressure Point. There's going to be 3 points in there. Your core skills have up to a 30% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. Very important, because most of our damage is going to come from making enemies vulnerable and the increased damage we do to vulnerable enemies. After you have your points all set up in your core skills, you're going to move down to your defensive skills that mitigate damage received and increase survivability. Now, these are going to be your shouts. The first shout you're going to do is Rallying Cry. Bellow a rallying cry, increasing your movement speed by 30% and resource generation by 56% for 4 seconds, and nearby allies for 3.7 seconds. This is very important. It increases your speed and your resource generation, which is very needed on a barb. As I said before, generation is very important. It's a key point on your whirlwind barb. You're going to need some of it, or somewhat a lot of it, to keep your regeneration up while you're whirlwinding so you don't run out. Enhanced Rallying Cry grants you Rallying Cry grants you unstoppable while active. This means that you can freely move through things and you cannot be stopped. So, pairing these up with your whirlwind, you get great benefits. You're unstoppable. Your movement speed is increased by 30%. Your regeneration is increased. Um, After you go into Enhanced Rallying Cry, you're going to move to Tactical Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry generates 20 Fury and grants you an additional 20% resource generation. Again, resource generation is important. So when you run up to a mob, you're going to cast Rallying Cry along with Iron Skin. Iron Skin allows you to steal yourself, gaining a barrier that absorbs 50% of your missing life for 5 seconds. I usually use this skill at about, I'd say, about 50% of my life. Um, Iron Skin also grants 50% base life as Fortify. Double this amount if casted while below 50%. So if you want, you're going to want to cast it at about 49 to 45% of your life, and then you're going to go to town with your Whirlwind. You're going to put 1 point in Enhanced Iron Skin, absorb 13% of more of your maximum life, and Strategic Iron Skin also grants 50% base life as Fortify. Double this amount if casted while below 50%. After you're done this, you're going to move to another shell, which is another defensive. 19.55 seconds, taunt nearby enemies and gain 48% damage reduction for 7.43 seconds. While challenging shout is active, gain 20% maximum life. While challenging shout is active, you gain 3 fury for each time you take damage. When you go into a fight with these shouts, you want to make sure most of these, you're doing your whirlwind. You can wait to cast them until you're below 50%, which is the most beneficial, or you could cast them right away depending on what level you're at with your gear, how strong you are. It won't really matter to you, but everything helps. So anything below 49 or 50% at this point, you're casting your buffs, which give you increased speed. They give you a barrier, which helps you absorb damage. It gives you defensive. It gives you life, and it increases your regeneration for your fury, along with hitting elites. Every time you hit an elite, so you got a big pack, an elite comes in, you're constantly generating your fury as you're doing whirlwind, and it's helping you build that fury so you don't run out, so you can keep doing damage. Once you're done in your defensive skills, you're going to move down to brawling skills. Reposition you or boost damage during a fight. All right, so what you're going to do on the first one is you're going to put War Cry in, which bellow a mighty cry, War Cry, increasing your damage dealt by 15% for 7.4 seconds and nearby allies for 3.7 seconds. This is crazy because it increases your damage. War Cry grants you Berserking for 4 seconds. If at least 6 enemies are nearby when you cast War Cry, your damage is increased by 10%. So you're getting all these benefits from your cries. You're getting damage, regeneration, you're getting mitigation, you're getting defense, like you're getting everything from your cries. So when you jump into a fight, you're going to want to cast all of your cries, and you're going to want to go to town on the mob in front of you. Booming Voice. You're going to put 3 in Booming Voice, which skill effects durations are increased by 24%. You're going to put Guttural Yell. Your shout skills cause enemies to deal 12% less damage for 5 seconds, and 1 point in Raid Leader. Your shouts also heal allies for 1% of their maximum life. So as you can see here, you've got all of your shouts all in one. All of these shouts help you increase your damage, your regeneration, life, mitigation. Again, once you're done putting your points into your war cries, you're going to go aggressive resistance, gain 3% damage reduction while berserking. Again, when you cast your war cry, it causes you to go into a berserk, thus gaining benefits from aggressive resistance. You're then going to go down to Prolific Fury, which is 3 points in Prolific Fury. While berserking, Fury generation is increased by 18%. These are all multipliers for your one war cry, your battle shout, if you'd like to call it, from Diablo 2. After you're done in brawling, you're going to move down to weapons mastery, and you're going to put 3 points in Pit Fighter. You're going to put 1 point in Hamstring, which causes bleeds and slow effects to enemies, which you are going to be doing lots of these slow effects from the gear you use and from the aspects that are on your character. You're going to this one is just an extra added to one of the pieces of gear I have on. Once you're done in weapon mastery, you're going to come down to ultimate. You're going to put 3 points in heavy handed. While using two-handed weapons, you deal 15% increased damage. That's going to be our main weapon that we use is a two-hander sword. Wrath of Berserker will get 1 point. Explode into rage, knocking back surrounding enemies and gaining berserking and unstoppable. Again, everything complements itself when it's all put together. You're then going to put a point into Prime Wrath of Berserk, and 1 point into Supreme Wrath of the Berserker. Now, after you're done putting points in there, you're going to come down to Tempered Fury. Once you have 1 point in Tempered Fury, you're going to move down and put 3 points into Invigorating Fury. Heal for 9% of your maximum life for each 100 Fury spent. You're going to be spending a lot of Fury when you're whirlwinding, so this is big for you. This is big for us. It gives us a chance to increase our life pool, give us our life back while spending resources. After you're done in ultimate skill, you're going to move down to key passives. And in your key passives, now you can either take when you're starting off leveling, increase Berserk's maximum duration by 5%, because you really won't have the Fury sustainability. You won't have the sustainability to keep your Fury up as much until you have the gear and glyphs to complement the Whirlwind build. But if you don't want to take that one and you just want to go straight into it, you can go to Unbridled Rage, which is core skills, deal 135% increased damage, but cost 100% more Fury. That is it for the board. Now, when we come out to the Barb itself, you're going to see the skills down here. You don't really use lunging strikes. It's just kind of there for the benefits you get off of it. You're going to use it a lot at first. And as for your shouts, you're going to run into a mob. You're going to cast your shouts. You're going to get your shield, your iron skin up, and then you're going to whirlwind constantly. I'm just doing this whirlwind just for the hell of it, but you're going to be whirlwinding and killing everything around you. Now, when we go into our gear, you're going to want to take protector for your first aspect for your helm, which causes the barrier to absorb a certain amount of damage when damaging an elite. On your next piece is going to be your chest. You gain X amount of increased armor for 4 seconds when dealing any form of damage, stacking up 25%. We'll move to our gloves. You're going to have Whirlwind periodically pulls enemies to you. This is very important. When you're whirlwinding, you will automatically start pulling things towards you, almost like it's like you're sucking it in, which it helps a lot when you're whirlwinding because you don't have to go in a big pattern. You can stay in one kind of spot and everything will just kind of get sucked in on you. A lot of classes like this about the Barb because then they can just hit everything in one spot. Moving on to the pants. Each point of Fury generated while maximum Fury grants 22 Fury, or Fortify, sorry. And it is very beneficial to have this aspect on your gear, as Fortify is very important. Each point of Fury generated while at maximum Fury, which is why you want a lot of generation for your Fury, is because you want to stay up because you also get benefits from that. For your boots, while unstoppable and for 4 seconds after you gain 10% increased movement speed. Movement speed is important because you want to move fast through the dungeon to get it done quicker. For your first weapon, you're going to use Whirlwind's critical strikes. Chance is increased by 6%. For each second, it is channeled up to 18%. That is Penitent. So that's aspect of Penitent. We got aspect of Ghostwalker. We have aspect of Numbing Wrath, aspect of Grasping Whirlwind, an aspect of Disobedience, an aspect of Protector. You're going to move on to your weapons. You're going to be using aspect of berserk ripping. On your other weapon, you're going to be using conceited. I do not have one on this, but this one I will go through in a second here. I'll tell you what you guys will be using on this one. You're going to be using chieftain's aspect of chieftain on one of your rings, and you're going to be using aspect of echoing fury on your other ring. Edge master aspect of edge master will be used on your amulet. Now there is one of these, so there will be two aspects that you cannot get from your codex. You have to go out and find them on legendaries. One of them being berserk ripping and limitless rage, which goes on to your main hand. Some other key things to know about the Barb when you're getting started is that you have expertise. And what expertise is it allows you to use any one of these after you level them up and use it. So if you're using a sword and you want the axe expertise, which increase damage to vulnerable enemies, which are class benefits off of a lot, you're going to switch the axe into that spot, which is your technique, which allows you to gain that and gain the benefits of using a sword. So you can do that for all of these and switch them in and out. It doesn't matter what you use, but to get this, to unlock this, there is a skill that, or a quest you're going to get that is over in, let me just see here, I believe it is in Ked Bardu. You're going to pick up a quest here. It's going to send you down over here by the temple, or Comdor Temple. You're going to complete it. It's going to be right in here somewhere. After you're done that, it's going to send you back to town, and then it's going to make you do a couple quests over here. Once that is complete, you are going to grab yourself an axe. You're going to equip the axe into your main hand over here. It is important that you level up the axe expertise as it has levels. It doesn't take long. Go and hit some stuff. It'll level up really quickly. Then switch it over into your techniques. And then you can put your sword on and get the benefits from the sword and the benefits from having the axe, not the axe, the axe, all in one. Of course, you're going to want to use slashing. Slashing is something that we use. And as for these are all stat sticks. So it is beneficial that barbs get 3 stat sticks. 3. Where other classes get 1. So that is pretty much what the barb is, what it's about. We went over some of the skills that you can use that help you and benefit your class. We went over some of the gear and the aspects that you're going to be using on your barbarian. Now, I will put a guide down below that I am following slowly. You guys can click the link, check it out. It'll tell you guys exactly what you're going for, the mitigation, what each piece you're looking for. They do have a lot of uniques, so helm, chest, gloves, and pants and boots. You can use them all as unique. Of course, Shaco, the Harlequin, is best in slot, and then you got your grandfather, which I don't think anybody's found yet, but it increases your damage, I think, by 100% or 200%. It's pretty crazy. So the first person that finds that is going to be, they're going to be in heaven. So yeah, like I said, we went over the skills, we went over some of the gear. As for the glyph board, I will have more on the glyph board and the glyphs that you need to use for the Whirlwind Barb. Just make sure that you're checking out my channel. Thank you for stopping in. I hope some of this helped you. If it didn't and you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, subscribe, put a like on it. If you want to come check me out at Twitch TV, it's virtual1670 at twitchtv.com. Come say hello, throw me a follow, and I hope this helped you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, don't be scared to ask, and I will see you guys later. Thank you very much for coming, and peace out.